Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hope you all can hear me. I thought since Jay quit early, I would just go ahead and start. My husband is wanting to get some ice cream in a little bit, and I told him, I'm going live, that we'd have to wait until I get finished with that. But I thought, well, if we can start early, we'll just start early, and then we can quit early, and he and I can go get some ice cream. I know Jay said that it's not been uncomfortable in his area, but it has been very hot and humid in this area. In fact, we've been getting, thanks, Linda. Glad you can hear me fine. We have been getting daily warnings about the heat in our area. Extremely humid and just miserably hot. I mean, it's sweltering. You just can't even go outside. Anyway, so tonight I thought I would work with my Love from Lizi kit. And would just share. It's called Under the Sea. I've pretty much busted it up. I did an unboxing video, so if you want to see, everything in its nice, pristine, um, original form, you can watch that unboxing video. But I always do a video for the Love for Lizi channel, and I recorded it yesterday and got it uploaded. It runs, I think, August 1st at 9 p.m. Hey, Kelly, I was just thinking about you. Anyway, so it's cut pretty much a mess. But anyway, we're going to work with it tonight. And I think, yeah, Linda, the heat is awful this year. You've been getting heat advisories also. Yeah. And I forget where you are, Linda. Aren't you? You're down in Florida, aren't you? I'm up here in Indiana. And hey, Pam, welcome. Hey, Gloria. Yes, it is a beautiful kit. It really is. Linda saying hi to Kelly. You too and your ice cream. I know. I think we had it twice last week. I always get the Reese Razzle, and it's basically it's like a blizzard with just Reese chunks in it. It's so good. Hey, Jay, yeah, Under the Sea, that's what I'm working with tonight. So we'll just get started because, like I said, we're going to go get some ice cream tonight. But it's a lot of fun. I've got the stuff on my desk and I'll show you some of the things, but I've made some funky cards with it for the Love from Lizi channel. I'm going to show you. I kind of went a little bit rogue and got a little crazy with them, but anyway, so let's just switch uh, screens here. And I've got, like I said, it's not in a good form because I've just been blowing it up. And I've actually cut Kinder's Card Challenge out to try and blow up the rest of it. So we're going to work with some KCC sketches and just check them out. So this is something really cool that is included in the kit. You can see this is, I should have brought this sheet that had all the contents. Let me grab it real quick so I can speak clearly about what this is. She always gives us designers a nice little list that we can go by so that when we're, unboxing, we can show you what this is. What is she calling this? Well, we've got the Mermaid Tell ribbon, which is this, and I cut it in half because I used it. And then we've got this is called foil mermaid scale material, and it looks like a mermaid's, kind of a mermaid's body. So with that said, I'm going to show you one of the cards I made, and I think it's hilarious. But I took the tell and I cut it in half, and then I took the mermaid foil material and I made like a mermaid was swimming off my card and just kind of swam off the bottom of my card and then just added some stuff. I thought it was kind of a little bit creative, a little unusual. So you guys will have to let me know what you think about it. But I thought it'd be fun to use that tell material and then mermaid together and then brought some stuff in. There's some fun little charms. This kit has so much. She puts the most unusual things in her kit. Here's another one I made, and it's got this green mesh. I think that's what she's calling it. It's netting mesh, and it's green and white. And I just rolled it underneath that panel and laid it down. And then we've got some gems here that are super cute. and then just added some ephemera. And then there's some fish tails. I don't know if you can see those. These are little charms. But she puts the cutest stuff in her kits. Just the little package. You get a big package that has all the big stuff in it, and then you get a little package that just has all of the fun stuff, all the bells and whistles, all of the things that you're just like oohing and ahhing over because she just picks the most unique stuff to put in there. So we did get some, we got some twine or whatever you want to call it in here as well. What is she calling it? I don't know. But lots of fun stuff. So that was that card. And then I made another card. Now this die is interesting. I'll show you. This is the die. It's the seahorse die that came with it. And it's interesting because it doesn't die cut out the seahorse. It just die cuts out like the negative space. And so let me just show you. I've got one laying here. So it just, it makes an impression and then die cuts out the decorative elements. And so then you lay something behind it and you've got your seahorse. Now, Kelly, this is why I was thinking of you with this kit, because we normally would make a thank you card with our kit. And I just stamped out some sentiments and I'm giving myself away a happy hello and can't wait to see you and see you soon. And I thought that could be a fun card for our upcoming see you soon. Anyway, so there's that one. And then she also has a challenge card where she gives you a sketch and you have a chance to follow the sketch and submit it to her Inlinks party, and then you have a chance to win a gift. Now, I did not have the particular die that she used for the sketch. I did order it with my design package today so that I can use it for the sketches going forward. But it basically is a die that has a scalloped edge on it. And so I just brought in these little pieces from a previous set and created a scallop edge and created that. So super fun. Anyway, those are the cards that I made and showed on the Love from Lizi channel that will air August 1st at 9 p.m. And then I did my unboxing video. And then we're going to make these cards tonight. So this is just some of the fun stuff. I just threw everything in my little cat scrappiness brush cleaner thing. But I've got some sentiments stamped out. There were also some little fish that were included in the kit. She always puts these little charms. These are little embellishments. There were 5 of these little starfish in there. And then you've also got some little sea turtles, super, super cute, that you could add to your card. And here's another of the fish tails that I put on that card. And then another one of the gems. And there's just so much texture. There's a scale. I don't know if you can see the scale on that gem, like fish scale. Just very fun. A lot of times she'll put wooden pieces in there, and I've got one of these set aside for one of my sketches. And she put small little gold sequins in there, or gems in there, and she put larger ones, mini ones. You get a stamp set and lots of cardstock, which I've kind of cut down. You get a 6x6 paper pack, which I've cut down quite a bit. Got it down to nothing. Here's some more of that mesh. I had cut it in half. Some gray cardstock. She also included a piece of acetate and a self-adhesive vellum. That's what this is. So you can actually pull the back off of this and lay your vellum down and it'll stick and you won't have any glue marks or anything like that. So that's kind of handy. And then I made this card with her background builder die, or one of her dies. It's not her builder die, but it is one of her dies. I made that as well. And then you always get the pill-offs. So we've got, this was the pill-off that was included in the kit. This, I think it's called, it's a new strip, and it's the denim blue mirror straight is what was included in it. You got a panel here of mirrored cardstock, and then you have the add-on pill-offs that you can add to it, and that's what these are. The gold one I think was was in one of the kits. So lots and lots of fun stuff. Lizi is known for her pill-offs, and those are fun. So I've shown you that. We got the stamp set. We have tons of ephemera. I've stamped out some of the images and I've colored them in just real simply. I'm not sure what we'll use tonight. I've got some more of the twine, colored twine, and then lots of ephemera. So like I said, I did use Kinder's Card Challenge to cut out the 15 sketches, and I thought we would just get started on that. I have not done a full set of Kinder's Card Challenge 19 yet. So I thought I would just get started. I've done my Pretty Peak Posh hop video, and I haven't done a set of 15. And this is a really busy set of 15. There's a lot of cuts and a lot of paper piecing, almost a quilt type look. And so it's probably a little bit more challenging to assemble. So I'm going to get started on it. So this is a pre-made card base from Hobby Lobby. And I had some left and I just thought I would use them. So I'm going to catch up with the chat. Gloria said she's got a heat advisory daily in Georgia. And yes, Linda is in Florida. And ice cream, I can't wait. I actually went to the grocery store. It's funny. You had ice cream earlier too, just a sweet tooth. Hi, Teresa. Welcome. Nice to have you. We'll all be able to walk to the ice cream shop at the beach. Yes, that'll be great. It is a mermaid. Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. Thank you, Gloria. I wasn't sure. Yeah, you can make a lot of cards with this kit. I wasn't sure how people would perceive my little mermaid, but I just, when I saw those two things, I thought we've got to have a mermaid. Anyway, so we're going to go on with the challenge here with the Kinder's Card Challenge to get this laid down. So this gray cardstock was also included in the kit. There were 5 sheets. You got mint, gray, white, lilac, and magenta. And we are going to use some of those tonight. I did go ahead and get me some little, I went to Hobby Lobby and I got some little bottles so that I could put my glue in there because I was struggling with my other one. And Jay, I even asked you what glue you were using on one of your videos. I don't know if you saw that, responded or not, but I didn't see I didn't get a message that you had. You need to, keep needing to try the kits. They're really, really fun. So, and once she does the or the reveal or the release or whatever, you can check them out and see if they're ones that speak to you. So now we get them in advance. In fact, I said I put that order in for that particular die. I have to do that in advance of the kit going out. So we'll be getting the next kit pretty soon. Now, hopefully I can remember how this goes because it took me a minute to figure out. I think, am I looking at the right one? I think this is how it goes. And then they kind of go across from paper. I am looking at the wrong sketch. It would help if I looked at the right sketch. Okay. So there we go. So I lay one like this, and then I will lay the other one like that across from there. And then I'm going to grab another one and lay it like this. And then we'll grab the opposite. It's like a quilt, and I'm not a quilt maker. Are any of you guys quilt makers out there? I am not. My stepmother, my mom, I call her my mom. My mother is deceased, and she makes beautiful quilts. And so she has that skill. I do not. So let's see. I think it needs to be this one, like that. And then this one would go here. And then, ooh, this one goes here. And I'm supposed to have a little bit of an edge between them anyway. So that's how they go. So that's the order in which they go. Let's see. Pam says she's been checking out the scrap kits, making one scrapbook layout at a time. She's normally only a card maker. Yeah, I need to do some scrapbooking as well. I've for like my grandkids. My youngest daughter, we had high hopes. I think it was last winter of getting together and doing some scrapbooking. And she actually brought all of her stuff over. And then I don't know what happened. We got distracted or whatever, and we wound up not doing it. And I've got her stuff here. So she and I need to get back together and actually get it done. And she was going to do her boys, um, and then I was going to work on my oldest daughter's kids and work on them because I have them every day. So I have lots of pictures of them. Um, Line Co is the best glue ever. Okay. All right. I heard you say you could thin it out. And what was funny was I'd actually thought about that. Who was it I was watching? They were using um, somebody was using their grit paste, and they were just grumbling about how dried out it was. And I thought, I wonder if somehow you could add something to it. Hey, Nana's Cooking Corner. I'm trying to think. I've forgotten your name. Isn't that awful? I'll tell you. Pat has to remember everything for me because I can't remember anything. Oh, so a little update. I don't know if you guys saw the short I ran yesterday of the decorating of the church for VBS. I was able to get that all done happily, and it started tonight. So I went for a little bit and just made sure everything was in order, and did a couple things, and then I got out of there. As soon as my grandkids arrived, I got out of there because I thought I would be a distraction to them. And so I went ahead and scooched out the door before they saw me. But my sister is there, and she's actually teaching their class. So, and she sent me some pictures. They're having a good time. So I'm really happy to hear that. They're just young. In fact, Gunner turns 3 on the 30th. We had his birthday party this weekend. Oh, you just watched the video? Oh, thanks. Anyway, we just had his birthday party this weekend. He turns 3. I'm not doing a very good job of laying this down because I'm doing so much talking, but yeah, it was a lot of work. It was, and what is so ironic is this Under the Sea kit is very much like what the decor was for that, because it's the theme of the VBS was shipwrecked, and so I had a lot of nautical sea type things. We actually had a big waterfall. Yeah, I've done a terrible job at laying this down. I didn't know if I could make it fit. I've just kind of gotten it a little uneven, I think, or else I cut these panels uneven. I don't know which. Yeah, I think we can fix it though. We'll just get it laid down there. Anyway, well, not an arc. Oh yeah, you love the Vacation Bible School theme. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I did. Oh gosh, you guys, if you get a chance, check out that short. I did these, I did the hallways. We had long hallways and a ramp where I put like water above them where I used tablecloths and looped it. And then I set die cut images of, sea creatures on it. And then when the lights shone down, you can see the shadows of it. It was really cute. And then we had these walls and my sister and I um, did it together and about killed us because it just was a lot of work. And I was doing a lot of climbing on ladders and all that and everything. So it was quite a bit of work. But anyway, it turned out really super fun. So I think the kids are going to have a good time. But it's pretty cool. But we did have a ship. We built a ship. It wasn't a big one. But the waterfall really on the stage was really a main component of it. It turned out really nice. This sketch, I'm doing a lousy job on it, but it'll be okay. I just didn't get them lined up right. I think I should have used on the back of them. I should have put some tape on there and done that. So anyway, so I was thinking for this one, this one's supposed to have a circle in the middle of it. I have this circle here that I die cut out. That'll help kind of camouflage some of my airs that I made. And we'll get this laid down on there. But there we go. So they should have fun. The videos that she sent to me of the boys, they were in the games part of the VBS. What we do is we kind of cycle them through. We have like the story time, the lesson time, and then we have the music time, the crafty time, and then the game time and the refreshment time. So they've kind of got like a cycle that they run through at VBS and just kind of rotate around. And that kind of makes it nice for the teachers just to kind of have some relief from, the kids being in their room the whole time. And the games kind of help them to burn off some energy in that. So that's kind of fun. But anyway, I have done, this is the first year that I've done the full decorating. I've helped decorate before, but this is the first year that I did the full decorating. So, and it was a challenge. The people that did it before were so fabulous, and I was just intimidated that I wouldn't be able to do, a good enough job. But I think it came out all right. But I was up and down a ladder all week, and we were there late the whole week, like 9:30, and of course my sister works, and so we were just zoned. We had to plan our food. One night I had stuffed peppers from our garden. I did a bunch of them, and one night I had set some in the refrigerator, and so that next night I told Pat just put them in the oven, and then Stacy and I would run home and eat real quick, and then go back, do whatever. But anyway, so we kept pretty busy. But anyway, so this card kit I've been working with the past few days, and the VBS has been under the sea theme, and so I've been surrounded by sea creature and underwater adventures all for a week solid. Anyway, I'm just going to lay this on there. I think it looks pretty. And then we can bring in some of the sentiments. This one we could just use. What do we got? We have a happy hello. We've got love you. This is left from what I had before. I didn't set my phone to sleep timer, and I've got something coming in here. Okay. So this says long time no see. I'm going to put that on there. I think it'll fit on there nicely. And then hopefully the other cards will turn out better. Let's see. What do we got? I'm going to run through the chat here real quick. Oh, you love my nails. Thank you. I got them done before vacation, and then I just recently went and got them done again. So thank you. So how many kids and what are the ages? Well, they do pre-K through 6th grade, I think, is how many they do. I don't know, what the turnout is or whatever. Now, my grandkids are soon to be 3 on the 30th and 4. So they're in the pre-K, which is the class that my sister is teaching. So there is sketch 1. It didn't look too bad because what I've got on there kind of hides that I don't have it exactly even, but I think it's all right. So let's see. Anne said, I also made that card from KCC 19, but it took so long to get it even. I'm too fussy. Yeah, I thought that this one would be a bit of a challenge for me because I'm not as fussy as probably other people are. So, oh, I've been here since the break. I was just listening while I made salad lemonade. I don't know if I said this already, but I went to the grocery store because I thought I just need cold food. So I went to the grocery store because I thought it's too hot to eat anything hot. And I picked up cottage cheese, celery, and carrots. I thought, well, that's all cool. And I came home and I told Pat, I said, I went to the store and I got some cold food. I said, I didn't want to eat anything hot. And he said, oh, I thought we'd go get ice cream. So that's where that came from. And if I'm repeating myself, I apologize because I'm not keeping track. Anyway, let's move on to 2. I think we're going to get a few of these done. So that was 1. And I normally keep these in these really nice plastic envelopes, and they're all labeled, and they say, sketch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 15. I can't find them. I have no idea where they are. And there are 15 envelopes. So I don't know how I lose those. Kelly said she saw the size of our peppers. They were huge. They were. And Pat came running in the house. I had already stuffed 7 of them. And cut up a couple that we had eaten. And he came running in the house. He said, Shanna, you're going to have to do something with these peppers. And here I've been doing the VBS thing all week. And I was like, oh my goodness. But I stuffed, I think, 7 more of them. And when he brought them in, they were enormous peppers. They were just unbelievable. I just couldn't believe it. So the garden's doing well. We've been having a lot of rain and a lot of heat. And so that's basically what our garden needs. So it's doing quite well. So we've got, and I know I'm just rambling on here. I was trying to think. We've got carrots and onions and radishes and peppers and a ton of tomatoes and cucumbers and sweet potatoes. So we've got quite a bit going on there. So I'm loving it because I love to be able to just have things from our, our own garden and to eat. So this one actually has these 3 pieces of paper, and it calls for some strips. So that'll be perfect for the Love from Lizzie because we have the strips. So I just want to figure out which ones I want to use on here. I've got a dark color there. So I think I'm going to use maybe the pink ones on here. Oh, Kelly says she has Pat's mom's recipe. I'm sure that I do because I have her, I've got her recipe box, so I'm sure I have it. But I kind of have my own recipe that I use. I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe the gold. I think the gold's speaking to me because there's a lot of gold in this paper. So let's do that. And I should have put them on before I glued this down, but we can work around it. We'll just have to. So I'm just going to lay them on here kind of at an angle. And you don't really have a measurement as to where on here you put it. I've got my craft knife. And usually I just bring something thick and just set underneath it and then just cut it off. But we'll just wing it here. Give it a little cut. I might have to grab my scissors. Scrap a piece of paper will work. So I have got a lot of fun stuff coming up on my channel. We've got a lot of fun product from Spellbinders that's coming out, and my cabinets are full with it. So I cannot wait to show you guys some of the product that's coming out. You're gonna love it. Fun stuff. We've got some Christmas. We've got some Halloween. Just lots and lots of fun stuff. Now for this, because I'm gonna lay something over it, I'm gonna save my strips and split them in half. I didn't think of it with the first one, but I did think of it now, and so that's what we're gonna do. I have plenty of them. I don't know why I'm worried about saving them, but I guess it's that crafty hoarding habit that many have. I try to keep it pretty clean, but I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to do some destashing because there's just a lot. And I've got a couple of partial strips on already laying on here, so we'll just go ahead and lay them down. And that'll just add a little extra detail to our card. This one's going to be too long. It's okay. I really like to get a better line. If I do this, I get a better line. So I don't know what Pat is actually mowing, which it's just so hot to mow, but he's trying to stay ahead because he's had 2 or 3 days of rain and they haven't been able to get out there. And he's just worried about everyone's yards. So I am an affiliate for Spellbinders, and I guess you could say I work for them, and that I am an affiliate for them. And I do sell quite a bit of their product. I think I was supposed to put that on there. Well, that'll be all right. I don't care. Anyway, I do sell quite a bit of their products, so they do send me quite a bit. I think I'm going to go ahead and put some underneath and then some on this and just do that. I'm just going rogue here. I'm doing so much talking, I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. Yeah, that logo is new. It is. And I will tell you, Jay, I had Chat GPT make it for me. So that's where that came from. But yeah, it is new. I was trying to just change things up a little bit. And so I had Chat GPT. I've been using that a lot. Do you use that on your channel with your description boxes and stuff like that? I've been using it a lot, and it's pretty helpful. So yeah, I'm gonna pull these off. I'm just going to fix my air. Yeah, you have. It does save time, and you can just type in. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Some of you, I'm sure, are, but you can just type in a little dibby dab about what you're working with, or what your card is, or whatever, and it will take a minute, and it will kick out something, and it's just fantastic. So, and there's lots of things you can do with it. I was showing my sister the other day because I was thinking about painting my front door a different color. And I said, well, let me just show you what. And she was like, oh my gosh, I just took a picture of my door. I loaded it and I said, change the door color to pink. And it did. And she was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, and my son-in-law, they're remodeling their kitchen, and he used it to just kind of give them a perspective of what they were wanting to change, what it would look like and everything. So it's pretty cool. There we go. Now I think we're in better place. Plus, you're writing content for YouTube robots more than people in a description box. Yeah, it does give you that is for sure. It does give you like your SEO optimization and your keywords and that stuff, and that is very helpful. And I honestly think that I have seen a change in my statistics since I started doing that. I should say analytics. Since I started doing that, I have noticed a change. So I think there is some benefit to it. And you can tell it to write your title, and it'll write your title, your description box, your SEO, and it'll even give you a blurb for your thumbnail if you want it. So you can pretty much get everything cranked out with that. So anyway, let's see what else is going on. Is everybody's chit-chatting? So I'm going to pop this up and just give it a little bit of interest. I'm going to have 9 million pieces of foam backer sheets all over my desk when I get done here. So I think that's fun. You never know when you cut them. You can kind of look at the order of the cutting guide, and then you kind of look at the order of your paper. But there's so many pieces, you just never know how they're going to wind up together. And so it's always kind of fun to try and figure it out. Now that is huge. I'm not going to add that. But let me just flip through some of these pieces so you can kind of get an idea of what is included in the kit. That's kind of fun. I like the colors with that. But there's lots and lots of different pieces in here, and lots of ephemera. And then, of course, the pieces that I had stamped and colored also. I've got those in here. And these there's some little fish images that were included as well. Now, these do die cut out, and I die cut several of those out and took them for my sister's has the mini minnows is the name of her classroom. And so I gave her a bunch of these little fish that she could work with. But what I thought was so cute was this fish here. It almost cuts out this pattern that almost looks like leaves or a leafy greenery or something like that. And I thought, well, that's cute. So I threw those in there to keep them. But anyway, and then just all these little fun things that are in here. So that's what we've got going on here. And jellyfish, oh my goodness. We did, I think I mentioned to you guys when we went to the beach the other day, or last few weeks ago, that there were some jellyfish. The kids got stung. Not too terribly bad, but there were some jellyfish. So there are some jellyfish looking things in here. And lots of different shells and stuff. I think I'm going to go with this shell here. I like the way the colors match the paper and because we've got a lot of different little color schemes going on here. And here's my twine. And I think we'll just go with a happy hello. We could add another piece to it too. We've got tons of ephemera. One of the things about the kits is, when they have tons of ephemera, you've got to remind yourself to really use it up, or you're going to have a lot left over. So I suggest putting it on the outside and the inside of your card. Now, generally on my lives and my videos, I don't do the inside of the card just for time savings, but I would suggest you use them on the inside as well. So I want this to go, oh, I just bent it over here. How long does it take you to prep for a card? Well, it depends. Okay, for this, I did this cutting guide. I started about 6:45. And the reason why I know is my goal was to get it cut out before Jay went live so that I could just have it cut out and then I could watch Jay's live. Now, what happened was I ran a few minutes over, and so I came in to Jay's live a little bit later than what I wanted to. It was like, I think it was 9 minutes in. And so it took me about, I don't know, what is that, 15 and 9, 24 minutes to just do the cutting guide and get him cut out. And then while I was watching Jay, I started pulling in like the panels and stuff like that. Now, last night I made a card. I'm not going to show it to you. It's going to come out, I think, on the 4th. And it is probably one of the most favorite cards I've made ever. And I spent 54 minutes on that card. And I got the video down to, I think 26 minutes is what I got the video down to with editing and stuff like that. But yeah, it just varies, just depending on the cards. Now, when you have these sketches and you got to cut all these, that does take some time, but it's yielding 15 cards. So anyway, I like this one. I think it turned out fun. So let's move on to number 3. But it just varies depending. And I'm not one who makes, like, I haven't made any of these cards in advance to, I'm not one. Usually when I sit down to make a card of any sort, I turn the camera on. So I generally don't make one in advance and then replicate it on my lives. That's just not how I do it. Let's see, Pam, on the video editing, haha, I'm always editing about an hour of footage to 15, 20 minutes. That's exactly right, Pam. So just to give, for those of you that either don't have videos or don't make cards or, on a video or whatever, that's about what it's like. About an hour of footage that you're trying to get down to 15 to 20 minutes. And some of it you can do, like your coloring, speed that up. I always speed mine up because nobody wants to watch me color. I'm not a colorist. I mean, I'll color, but and then like on this video that's going to come up, I sped up the die cutting because there was quite a bit of die cutting. And so I didn't show the die cutting. I sped up the assembly of the die cutting because I had all of these pieces that I had to layer and stuff. So you do that. And, you cut out, if you are showing die cutting, you've got your plates there, you lay your stuff on it, and then you take it to your die cutting machine if you're not, and then you bring it back and you cut out that space in between there. I mean, I might cut out 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, whatever, just to get it down to something that's more, efficient with time or whatever. Because, your average, it just depends. I think my average length of view is just over 8 minutes. Okay. Now, I ran a comment the other day and said, or mentioned in my video, I said, how many of you actually watch to the end? And I had several people say that they do, but I mean, people bump and run on your channel. So that's why I try to get it down. Now, if you get it down below 8 minutes, you normally don't have that ad roll, which is what you need for your monetization of your channel. So you want to kind of, keep it, short enough that it's not going to drive everyone away and long enough that you can get some ad revenue off of it. So it's interesting. It really is. It's a learning experience. The whole process, but it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. And my channel is monetized and I do get regular checks. And, was it Nana that was asking me if I work for Spellbinders? I I sell a lot of their products, so they send me a lot of their product, and then I do get um, commissions off of that. So now this one I got crazy and I cut it wrong, so I just taped it back together and I'm gonna use it anyway. So, but it's a process, to get all this stuff. I did a video once where we kind of sit down and talked a little bit about. I just was sitting there. I think I was cutting up card bases and I was just kind of talking about the process. So, um, but it's fun. Now it can become, a job and not as much fun if you let it, but um, it can also be a lot of fun too, especially because you guys know I run a video every day on my channel, and that takes a lot of work, especially when you're watching a 2 and a 3-year-old every day. So, anywho, that's kind of my story and how it all works. But I like it; it's fun. I One of the things I really like about it is, and I don't know if you're like this or not, but I like goals, and like setting goals and achieving goals, and kind of that kind of thing. So, did I use the wrong piece for that? This one seems shorter. I don't know. I must have cut something wrong. Well, we'll put something there, and you'll never know. Anyway, so like I had a goal of hitting 2,000 recently, and I hit it. And then my next goal was, 2,500. And I just told Pat, I said, I'm halfway to the next goal. I'm at 2,250. So I just like to set little goals. And apparently I cut the one piece wrong. I thought I had them right, but apparently I did not. Maybe I stuck the wrong ones. That's the one thing about this challenge. You can cut everything and think you cut it exactly, and it never fails. That you've got something wrong or something in the wrong folder. I don't know how, because I try to really pay attention. And I mean, I literally cut it and I say, this goes in 4, and I put it in 4, and I cut it, this goes in 7, and I put it in there. But sometimes you can't get it right. And this is one of those times, probably because I was in a hurry. So anyway, so this particular one has something here, but we're going to go apart from that because we need to cover up some boo-boos. And so we're going to bring in some different shells and lay them on here, and we'll just kind of have a collage of shells, and it will cover it up, and it will use some of this ephemera. Actually, it might be kind of fun to, there's not enough contrast with this ephemera and this paper, I don't think, because I keep picking it up and then not choosing to use it for the big jellyfish or whatever. So that's just a little insight into YouTube. I was watching a lady this morning, and my husband said, "What are you watching?" And it was a gal just talking about, YouTube and monetization and different ways to make money and off of it and everything. And I told him, I said, most of what she said I'm doing. So I felt like I was, I'm doing something right. But I think we could put this one here, put that one. I don't like that. It's too plain. Anyway, so we'll go with that, and this maybe, and I'm not liking it. What can I do? Oh, I have no idea. Where's Blossom? She normally tells me what to do. We wouldn't know it if you didn't tell on yourself. I know, my sister always said that. LOL, put some ephemera all over it. Yeah. What about the sand dollar? Yes. There's Jim. Hey, Jim, I'm just about to jump off the ledge and get the, yeah, I like that. I think that would go, I think we just need to pop it up and get the stand that the Empress sets on. So I was looking, and I thought it's just about time to buy it. What I've got it setting on is okay, but it's not as good as what the stand that you can get to go with it. So I'm just about ready to go ahead and do that. Use the sentiment across the bottom, boo boo. There we go. There you are. I wondered where you were. Yes, I need to do that. That's a great idea. and it'll kind of bring in some more of that pink, which I'm trying to do anyway. So I've got this one here that I have put on here that says a happy hello, long time no see. And I think if we lay that down on there, that is a great idea. See, that's why I love these lives. I can make a mistake and you guys immediately tell me how to fix it, or you guys tell me what to put on my card and it just turns out fantastic. So I love it. There we go. That fixed that. Great idea. Now, I did like this one. I think I like that one too. So we'll just do a collection of shells on here. I think we're supposed to have 3 anyway. I just can't get the right 3 to work with the ephemera. We'll do that. So anyway, off topic, but what's the instrument on your right? It's really interesting. On my right. I'm not sure. This? Your left. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh, the instrument. Oh, gotcha. That is a mountain dulcimer. Okay. That's what that is. Yeah, it's really cool. Let me hang on. I have got a mess in here. But I'm gonna get a hold of my mouse here. We'll swap this out. And that right there, and it is really interesting. Actually, let me just swap back out and I'll bring it in and show you real quick. This is a handmade dulcimer. And this, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, which is my scripture, my life scripture. And it's got a cross and some hearts in it. And it is made out of wood that was my uncle's, who's been deceased for many years. And it's that's what this is. So, and it probably needs tuned because it's been hanging on the wall. But that's what that is. Isn't it cool? Very cool. So I'm trying to show you all of that. Yeah, that's what that is. Very cool. Anyway, so that's it. And I'm just going to lay it over here and I'll put it up later because it has a particular hook on it. But yeah, I can't believe you could see that in the background with the miniature screen. But yeah, that's what that is. And that, like I said, that is wood from my deceased uncle. And actually, all of my siblings have one of those from that same wood. So anyway, but he was a musician. In fact, he and my dad played when they were young, played in a band together. And in fact, my mom did too. Fun fact, my mom and my dad were in a band. And I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but I remember, and I've lost this shell that I was going to put on there. I remember my parents, their outfit that they wore, and it was back when platform shoes were first in style. And my dad had these white, and my dad is 6'4", and he had these platform shoes that were like this. So you can imagine how huge he was with those on, how tall he was, because he is 6'4", and wore, I don't know, white pants, these white shoes, and a white vest, and a colorful shirt. And my mom wore white go-go boots and a white leather mini skirt and a leather jacket, a leather vest. And I'm guessing they were probably pretty cool. Way cooler than I was. But anyway, so yeah, they played in a band. I lost the bigger. I think when I got up and moved away, I lost it. But oh well. Anyway, we'll just get them laid down on here and move on. Anyway, so yeah, very funny. Yeah, mountain dulcimer. Oh, put the jellyfish on diagonally. That'll look nice. Okay. Now this is a big one. Oh, that does look good. The big one or the smaller one? There is a smaller one, I think. Yeah, we could do the smaller one. You wore platform shoes? Yeah. Well, they're back in style. My sister and I were at the TJ Maxx the other day, and um, they had some, and I said, "Oh, put these on." They were, I think they were like platform Crocs, and it was hysterical. I said, "Oh, put those on," and I made her send a picture to her son because I knew he'd get a kick out of it. And he's like, "Oh, you need to get them." We were cracking up, but anyway. So now my dad plays in the praise team at church, and so do I. You guys know that because I've talked about that. But anyway, so that's uh, growing up, my dad always had, big amplifiers and microphones and all the pieces, parts, and everything. And we'd have these little concerts in our garage because he had a bunch of friends that played music. And, as kids, we'd go out there and sing and dance. And he was always encouraging us to, get on the microphone and sing. And then he had us singing in church and all that and everything. And so I decided to start playing the guitar. I think I was 50. Yeah. So, and I snuck around and got a guitar. And then I took some lessons, and I surprised my dad on his birthday by playing Happy Birthday to You on the guitar. And he had no clue that I had been up to that. So, anyway, so this is our third card, I think. Is this sketch 3? Yeah, it is. So I think sketch 4 will be easier. Let's see. We're doing good. We're doing real good. I've actually lost one of the cards. I just have the 2 laying here. I don't know where the other one is. It's on the floor behind me. Okay. I think when I got up, I dropped some stuff. So anyway. So let's see. Nana says her daughter is 45 years old. Well, I think my daughter is 30. What year is it? 30. 33? Yeah. Yeah, she's 33. So time flies when you have fun. And even when you're not. So I just realized the other day, I don't know if Kelly's still in the chat or not, but August 4th is Pat, and I might have said this last week. August 4th is Pat and I's anniversary. We will be married 35 years. I'm like, oh my gosh. I can't hardly believe it. I can't believe we're that old. So we have got a nice dinner planned. We're going to go out to dinner to a nice restaurant, and that's what we're going to do. Now here I have planned out that I'm going to use the seaweed and this wooden shell ephemera for that. So, oh, I just am catching up that Blossom said either one. Well, I went with a smaller one. I think it turned out all right. So, and I don't have the boys tomorrow. So the plan is to go live with Daria. And we're going to do Christmas, Spellbinders Christmas again, and work with that. And then I'm going to have, I don't know, there's going to be, most of August, I don't think she's going to be available because they're going to be camping and traveling and all that. So I'm not sure what we'll do on Mondays, but I'm sure we'll do something. And given the fact that I have all the Spellbinders products, I'll probably be highlighting some of that stuff. So that'll be fun. Are you talking about the Spellbinders Christmas kit? I have that kit, the Merry Moments. I don't know if that's the kit you're talking about or not. I've been working with, and I think that's probably what we'll work with tomorrow. I will. She has got one of their older kits that I think Jay, you and I both had because we were big time kit people. I think back when it is okay. Yeah, back when they had their kits before they stopped doing them. Jay and I used to do them all the time. I always remember he'd be working on the same kit that I had. I remember we had that, I don't know, was it Happy Camper kit or they were camping kit or something like that. And I think that looks pretty. That's kind of what I had in mind for this one. And then you're supposed to put a sentiment here and some embellishments. So we'll just get this laid down on there. You have like 3 holiday Speller's holiday kit, so you're not allowing yourself to buy it. Yeah. The Advent calendar is going to be coming out soon, going to be available soon, because we're going to start promoting it. So it won't be long, which is always fun. I'm going to get that laid down on there. That's cute. And then I wonder what kind of embellishments I have. I have 3 of these. We could use those. We could do that, or we could, I don't know. Let's see. Jim's asking you, Jay, did you see the 13 Days of Halloween kit? Um, Jim was asking me about that. We were chatting about that the other day, and I don't have it yet, but I had it. And after we talked, Jim, I was looking in my planner and I had written it in there. So I'm like, I don't know if I've got 2 packages that I got to pick up tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm getting it. I had it written down, but I don't know how these have like little holes through them, like they're almost like a bracelet thing or something, but I don't know how well they would stay on this card. How would you recommend attaching them? Is regular glue going to work for it, or do I need something else? But I think that could be fun. I think it would take a long time to dry. If you ever remake this card using fishing line, and your die cuts from the Goffin Fisherman would be so cute. If you ever remake this card using fishing line and your die cuts from the Goffin Fisherman. Hi, Denise. Welcome. No worries. I started a little bit early because Jay wrapped up early and we're going to go get ice cream. So I was trying to get done early. Yeah. Okay. We also have these little things. There were a whole bunch of these little things that could be added on here to it. I don't really know. Are these just water bubbles? Or are they jellyfish, or what are they? So I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the stars because I like the color. Since I have the blue on here, I like that. I think I'll just go with those. And I think if I had some fishing line, I could run through there and use those. And I think that's what you're saying with my fishing set. I'm going live. I don't know what he just said. He just hollered something, but I don't know what he's. Oh, I left the light on. I'm live. I'm live. Oh, I left the light on, I guess. I thought it was Motel 6. I thought I could leave the light on. Anyways, we'll just lay those down on there. Need to just move them a little bit so they're a little bit further apart. That's kind of fun. You were thinking, I was thinking you had a hook in that die set that you could hook onto the shelf with a fishing line taut. I've got some wire, but I don't have a hook. I don't. There isn't a hook with this, but anyway. So there is sketch 4. So we'll do 5 because I think he's going to get cleaned up and then we're going to go get some ice cream. So Pam says she's still listening while working. Are you using card sketches? Yes, I am using the Kendra's Card Challenge 19 card sketches, and there are 15 sketches in the Kendra's Card Challenge 19. Last challenge, which was 18, we actually had 18 sketches or cards. You could even wrap the sentiment onto the line as a flag. Oh, that'd be cute. Yeah. So I didn't put a sentiment on this one. And I do have these that I had just stamped out, and we could add them to it. And I think it could be cute. We could just, what did I put on there? Long time no see, a happy hello, long time, and a happy hello. I think we could just cut this down and add it, and we'll have our sentiment. I'm just going to put can't wait to see you. When I see this cinnamon, I'm thinking about my sister as well. I have a sister that lives in Florida, and I don't get to see her very often. Pat and I haven't, we usually travel and visit with them quite a bit, but we haven't done that lately because we've had so many other trips going on. So I need to make a plan to go down there and see her. She lives by the beach, and we get to do a lot of beach time when we're there with them. But anyway, sentiment on the inside works too. Yeah, Pam, you're going to have to check it out. I am on that design team, but it is a challenge in which you can join Kendra's patron for free and get the cutting guide and the card sketches. Now, she does have paid tiers as well, in which you can get extra bonuses and perks. Like you can get a mystery card kit, a sampler kit. You can get a full mystery kit from her, and there's lots of perks and stuff. It's lots of fun. If you get the cutting guide, create the cards, and then enter them into the challenge, you have a chance to win prizes. And we have lots of sponsors, and they offer up over $1,000 in prizes. So it is fun, and I would encourage you to check it out. It's a lot of fun. Now, I have one of her sampler kits right here, and it's a Christmas one. I haven't even opened it up and looked at it, but she always sends you card bases and pattern paper and ephemera and stuff with it. Now the full kit, I've got one of those in the drawer, but I'm not going to drag it out. It'll have some dies and stamps and different stuff like that in it, but it's very fun. So this will finish off that card. I think it's super cute. It is fun. You have to check it out. It's super fun. So Pam, Stellar Crafts by Pam, is now one of the design team members for Cat Scrappiness. So we recently brought her on board, and we're getting her some products so that she can begin participating in all of our fun hops and stuff. So that's fun. We're excited to have her and join our group. So this is sketch 5, and this is more of a simpler one. So it's going to be easier to work with, and probably won't struggle as much. It's basically just kind of a base layer and then some pattern. We've got a couple base layers, and we'll use some pattern paper. So this is the magenta colored cardstock that was included in the kit. I like her colors, and I will tell you, if you you're welcome, Pam. If you get her kits, the cardstock that is in there is good and heavy. I like her cardstock. It is really heavy. So it is. I do like it very well. I like my Spellbinders cardstock, but I do love from Lizi cardstock as well, which is good and solid. So for this one, we've just got, looks like I'm supposed to cut that down, but and have an extra layer, but it'll be okay. Let's see, we could do that. Let's do that because we've got more paper. We'll just cut that down and add a layer. This is going to be one thick card. Oh my goodness. Stuff is on the floor. I might have to do another craft room cleanup video. So this panel is going to be 4 by 5 1/4, and then we'll layer our this on top of it. So we're going to have a lot of layers going on here. It'll be okay. So yeah, we're excited to have you on the team. We just had 2 releases, and I was tempted to, and I should do that maybe next weekend, is bring in the Cat Scrappiness new release stuff and show you in the video, because there's some fun stuff. Now, if you watch my videos, you might have seen the hop with the materials, but she's got 3 background builder dies that are just really fun. And there are some fine lined flowers that are gorgeous, and some cinnamons. And what do we do in the first hop? Oh, she's got some speech bubble dies that are fun. Just lots of fun stuff. And of course, we're going to be reintroducing some of the fall products as well. Now, this one I haven't cut yet. We're supposed to fishtail it a little bit. So we'll do that. Oh, I didn't do bad. I'm not a fan of fishtailing, so I'm glad that came out all right. You like the flowers and speech bubbles a lot. Yeah, the flowers are great because I think they're very versatile. I did one in which I made them purple, and then another one I made them red and put them on green, and they look like Christmas. So, did Nana? You're saying yes? StreamYard used to be free 20 hours a month. I don't know what happened with StreamYard, and I was running free and staying under the time and everything with it. And then one night I went live and I was trying to go live and it wouldn't let me go unless I put in a credit card and chose it was going to give me 1 day for free. And then I would be billed. And so was it 1 day or 1 week? I think it might have been one week. And it was 1 week. So I did that and they charged me $1 for 1 week. And so I paid the $1 and I did the 1 week. And then I think Blossom or maybe, I can't remember. It might have been Melissa that said she sets a timer or a reminder in her phone when you've got things like that to make sure you shut it off so you don't get charged. And so I did that. And so I went to shut it off and it said, well, why are you doing that? And I was like, well, it's too expensive, whatever it was that they were charging. And they came back and they gave me like half price. Oh, you do have to pay completely for it. See, I thought that. And somebody said, oh no, but I thought that, well, at least that's what I had experienced. And so anyway, so then they gave it to me for like half price. And I was like, oh, all right, I'll give it a whirl. And so now you guys can see I've got my logo up there. I have the background color. I got rid of that StreamYard logo. It does it automatically sets up your intros and your outros for you. So you don't have to click this button and hurry up and click that button. So there are some benefits to it, but it comes at a cost. So that's all I got to say about that. So we'll see. I don't think I can do Lala for those of you guys that know Lala. She has she uses, oh gosh, Jay, what is it called that she uses? OBS, is that what it is? And but I don't think I can use it because I have a Chromebook. They gave you 70% off? Yeah. Melissa, I think it was Melissa, because I was telling her about this, and I'm probably repeating myself and you guys have heard this, but I was telling her about it. And she said, well, go to cancel it again, she said, and I guarantee that they'll give you a reduced amount or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, but so StreamYard, I understand it. I've gotten familiar with it and I'm comfortable with it. So there's that. But anyway. So we've got that. Do I have any more sentiments and white so that I don't keep adding all this pink to it? I think I might have used all those up. I think I did. Anyway, so there's sketch 5. You can't run it on your PC. Are you talking about OBS? Let me look here. OBS takes a lot of power. Yeah, I don't think you can use Chromebook I don't think you can either because I tried. At one point, I had a deck. I got a deck and I was trying to make it work with this and I couldn't. So I sent it back and it was nice. It was one of those, well, like Kathy Zilski has, I got all the bells and whistles to go with it and stuff. And I was like, it's not compatible with what I have. So I probably made a mistake in getting a Chromebook when I did do that, but whatever. I'll use it until I need to get a new one. And you know, the life of technology is not long, so we'll just deal with it. I'm trying to roll through here. And I can't run it on her PC. You use Windows, but it runs on Macs too. What are you using? Via the, huh. Pretty resource intensive, he says. You have a gaming, I bet it would. I would bet. What is it? I don't know what brand it is, but I probably would. But I would check it out beforehand. Um, yeah, might work good on a gaming. Yeah, I was thinking gaming PC because they're usually set up for a lot of, um, you know, speed and all that and everything. Pam said her laptop just crapped out on her. Oh yeah, yeah. They don't last long. That's for sure. If you Google Kinder's Card, yeah, Kinder's Card Challenge is just www.kinderscardchallenges.com is what it is, and you'll be able to find her. Um, but it doesn't help when we want to get the sketches you mentioned. I actually have a banner for that right here. To join a member of Kinder's, that right there is the challenge that we were talking about. I have that because I used to do her lives, and I would pop that up when I was doing lives on hers. But OBS screwed up your camera. SkyTech Windows 11. I don't know. Awesome. Okay. So I think I'm going to wrap up because I think he's going to be getting out of the shower and we're going to go get that ice cream I talked about. So let's just look at all the cards that I have so far. And I have a ton of stuff left that I could make. I'm saying that because the kit is packed full of stuff. You will have plenty of materials to work with. And all her kits are like that. They are just, but what sets her apart from everyone else is just the interesting things that she puts in there. I mean, a lot of your card kits and stuff like that doesn't have these kinds of things in it like she puts in hers. Um, and I don't know how she curates them or whatever, but she always has just very fun elements and textures and just all kinds of good stuff in there. So I just encourage you to check it out because it's really fun. Now, I have heard, and I want to say this, and I've said it before. So if you've heard me, I apologize for repeating myself, but people will say, well, the shipping, because she is in Canada and there is a shipping cost to it. But for the amount of stuff that's in her kit, the cost and the kit of the kit and the shipping is equivalent to a Simon Says stamp kit or actually, I think it's even less. And yet she has such interesting things in her kits. So I'm looking because I've got all these other cards. So I basically have, there's one more somewhere. Um, I've made, I don't know, 7 or 8 cards. Well, there's 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. I think there's another one, the mermaid one, wherever it is, that I've made out of this and still have plenty of stuff left. Where did the mermaid card go? I don't know. I've set it aside somewhere and I cannot locate it. You know how when you have a live, you just pile everything everywhere and then you can't find anything and then you have to spend an hour after you get done cleaning it up so that you can function again? That's the state that I'm currently in. And I can't find that mermaid card that saved my life. It's here somewhere. There we go. On the floor. So yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, and I have tons of materials that I could still make more with. So anyway, Super fun. I've got her linked in the description box below if you want to check it out. Let's see. Just catching up on the chat here. Well, Jay said also when you sign up, you see the price for 2 months. Mine you would go monthly. They wanted you to go yearly. And I selected the monthly thing. And so anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And Jim's pointing out also, Pam, that you can use these designs again and again and again. So what you do, or I do, create yourself a binder and put all of the challenges in there. And then you've got a resource of sketches so that when you can't think of an idea, you don't know what you want to do, you can pull that out and you can very quickly. And the a thing to know is for this, I did you use 6x6 pieces of pattern paper for it. And the cutting guide cuts that all up and it makes the 15 cards. But if you don't want to make 15 cards, each one of the sketches has the paper measurements on there so that you can make them one at a time if you want to do that. So it is a fantastic resource. Jim is exactly right. And they're just so, I don't know how she does it. She, puts all these sketches together with all these pieces, cuts all this paper and everything, and she comes up with all these great sketches. But it is super fun, and you have chances to win, and it's just it's a lot of fun. And we have a great community. There's a ton of people that follow, and she shares, pictures of the cards in her monthly giveaway video, and it's very fun. And you can also win prizes for just single sketches. So if you have one that you really like, you can take a picture of it and submit it and have a chance to win for that. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So Jim's saying, remember the thumbs up, and I thank you, Jim, for that. He always, you didn't see the mermaid card, Kelly? Oh my goodness. This is it. The mermaid is swimming off the card. You love the seahorse and the star cards. Yeah, I think the seahorse is really fun. And the star. This one, yeah. Yeah, they're kind of plain and simple. Yeah, I think they're kind of, the plain and simple, they're kind of the clean cut. This one I really like too. But yeah, this one's got the wooden shell on there. So, yep. Anyway, let's see what we got. So yeah, put them in a binder, get the cutting guides, put them in a binder, and so much fun. All right, so this is it. I'm just going to wrap up and tell you guys to have a great evening. We're going to go get some ice cream, and I'll see you. If you guys are around tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we're going to be working with Christmas cards, and it'll be fun. So we'll see you later. Take care. Have a great week ahead. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.